evening, everybody. Welcome to Kop Talk. This is our after-match analysis, and I think I can safely say that the Reds dominated at Old Trafford. It was pure domination. I was not concerned at any point. Yes, Becker made some saves. They were just training saves. He wasn't even tested. He makes those saves in his sleep. And how does this feel? Like, what the fuck? I was never worried. I was never concerned. And how nice does it now feel to be proven right? We've been proven right. We knew it all along. I was never concerned. And I think one of the Reds from the Man U agenda predicted a 3-1 Man U win. And I just sat back and laughed and shook my head. And I thought, all right, mate, you better get some hard liquor ready.
Well, you know, we're all in the church of life. We may as well have been playing East Fife. Amondi and Mr. B, take a seat and listen to me. There is a way back. There is a way back to declare yourselves as a true force again. And I'm going to help you on your way with the 7 rules of life. Number 1, just let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Number 2, ignore them. Don't listen to other people. Live a life that's empowering to you at Old Trafford. Give it time. Time heals everything. Don't compare. The only person you should try to beat is the person that you were yesterday. Stay calm. It's okay not to have everything figured out. It's on you, which is number 6. The only you are in charge of your happiness. And number 7, smile. Life is short. Enjoy it while you have it. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Man United did die a horrible, painful death. And we're here with salt. Sea salt to wipe into the wounds. When our players left the pitch at Selhurst Park in 2014, all I wanted to do was sit down, cry and scream. I went into work and a Manchester United fan told me, James, it's over. It's all over. Look at me. Cry. Just cry. And he laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? You're not laughing now.
No, that was absolute shambles. And can I just welcome back? Nobody's met this guy yet off of our Kop Talk channel. If you've watched us on FTB SPORTS, you will have met him. This is James from TTM Sports, and he is a regular on our Kop Talk shows. And can I just say, a most fantastic guest, and how lovely it is to have him back.
That's right. That's my number 1. Absolutely.
Your words are beautiful. Nicola.
Well, thank you very much indeed. It's good to be back, gents from Kop Talk. It's even better to see Nicholas as well. It's good to be in the room. It's good to be back. And I'm telling you one thing's for sure. It's a long way back for Manchester United. I want him to keep Ollie. I think he's doing a wonderful job. A great job.
I agree. He's doing such a fabulous job.
How do you feel after today, Nick?
United. Oh, I wasn't in any fear, worry, concern from kickoff until the final whistle.
Yeah.
It was too easy. Far too easy. We just tore through them. It felt like a training session. Our A team against their C
felt
team.
like Watford again.
It did, you know. It did. With a couple of our first team players out as well. And they're at full strength. Come on now.
They'll argue and say Rafael Varane wasn't available. Well, I'm sorry, they could have had King Kong and Zeus at the back and it still wouldn't have sorted anything out. You know, tonight we were imperious, majestic, our defence was impregnable, our style was unique, we were super sexy, super fresh. We even took our foot off the gas for the last half an hour. I could have played with 10 minutes to go.
I would like to say, you know, they might bring up this Varane thing. Can I just say, last season, we missed our whole back line and we were told that was an excuse. So I don't want to hear one single mention of Varane. And last season, that was your starting lineup. Lindelof and Maguire, that was your starting lineup. So it can't be that bad. We were playing without our even second choice lineup last season. We still finished 3rd. I'm going to get into the stats here because, you know, it's saying they've had 12 shots. I'd have to say, like I said before, I didn't think they were particularly worrying shots. They weren't, you know, 4 on target, it says. We had 19, 8 on target. And I guess, who was the more clinical with their shots? Supremo Salah, who's the best player in the world right now, because apparently one of them was on the pitch today in a Man U shirt. And I'm sorry, what did that guy do apart from escape a red card, which I was fuming over? Who kicks a fucking ball when someone's holding it in their stomach? Like, who does that?
But it's okay. It's Ronaldo. It's Manchester United. It's the Premier League. They can have whatever they like. It doesn't matter. He can go in there and elbow him in the temple and knock the kid clean out. But it's okay, guys. It's okay. It's Manchester United. I thought it was a disgrace. I thought he should have had an immediate red card. And I think he should have been banned for 27 games.
I thought that was disgusting.
Okay, 5 games.
Really, really wound me up, that. And the fact that he didn't get a red card, it just shows what we already know with that guy. He can do no wrong. He's not criticised. He got Player of the Month award when he's not really contributed as a team player. He's just waiting to get served. And what did he really do today? And I'm sorry, but maybe one of the highlights of my game was the offside goal.
Well, it was right. He was offside.
It was so right. And rightly so, when the commentator said that might be our favourite part. Do you know what? After what he did, yes, it was my favourite fucking part, because I tell you what, Werner gets a lot of criticism for being offside. I've noticed in the last few games, Ronaldo's offside a lot. Yeah. So I'd like to see where his professionalism is in regards to that. His frustration boiled over and he kicked Jota basically in his stomach.
No, it was Curtis Jones, wasn't it? That's why he was so young. He's a kid. And you know what, Gems? Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, look, let's no balls about it. Cristiano Ronaldo over the past 20-odd years with Lionel Messi has been the greatest player in world football. No two ways about it. If you know the game, love the game, understand the game and feel it, you know that he is a class act. He has shown professionalism before, but today, this man let himself down today. There's no shoulda, coulda, woulda. Any Man United fan that wants to pop on and pop it in the comments, whatever. But, I don't think you're going to see a Man United fan out in public for a long, long time. And I cannot wait for their show to come on, because I'm telling you one thing's for sure. I'll be making an appearance on that show and I'm going to see if they're going to apologise. Bruno Fernandes was his same old grumpy self. I called this 3 to 4 months ago. I said he spends more time in the air than a deck chair in a hurricane with a shocking attitude, and I was right.
Do you know what made me laugh, though? He couldn't even dive because he couldn't even get near a Liverpool player to dive from it. He couldn't even dive. They couldn't even bring any of that. I didn't like the Ronaldo incident, and then there was also the incident with Pogba. Yeah. And I remember there was he did that same tackle. I can't remember who against because my memory is awful. I don't know if you'll remember for me, guys. It was on the edge of a penalty box and he got away with that one. And finally today he did get a red card for it. I can't remember who it was against. I will find out.
He could have done it against the world's most fair play team and still got away with it. It's the Man United agenda. That's exactly what it is.
It was in the Premier League this season and he did the same thing. And it was on the edge of the box and he just got away with it. And I think they ended up winning that game. But if that had not been a red, I would have been really, really annoyed as well. But interestingly, he was benched after speaking out against Ollie, saying something needs to change. He came on, made no impact, gave away a foul and got sent off. And that's him off now for 3 games. I just don't see how they believed in any way that this team was going to even make an attempt to win today, even if it was at Old Trafford.
Hold on a minute. Deadline day, Gems. We were on it and we had that guy that was coming on, branding his, Ronaldo shirt around the room, as if it was a massive treasure trove that he'd uncovered in the Antarctic. Yeah, it was real treasure. As far as I'm concerned, where are you now? You're nowhere now.
Sancho?
Let's just revel in it. You never know what'll happen at Anfield in the return. Football's fickle. Stupid and stranger things have happened.
I half expected to see Sancho.
Why isn't he playing Sancho? And I'll tell you what, and it's always the same.
He doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to play
Van
Sancho,
der Beek.
Ronaldo, Pogba, and Bruno at the same time. He doesn't know how.
I'll tell you why, because he's not a good manager, and it's going the way I thought it would. Everybody sits down now and wants to talk about how poor Man United were, and I said to Nicholas off air, I said, we shouldn't be talking about how poor Man United are. We should be talking about how bloody brilliant we were, because we made them poor.
I'm going to move on to that. I wanted to get out my anger first at the Ronaldo not getting a red card, because I really thought that was disgusting behaviour.
I thought it was a disgrace.
You would never see Mo Salah acting that way. I don't think you'd see any of our players acting that way. For someone that's supposed to be the best in the world, the GOAT, the all-time, that was,
Pele wouldn't have done that.
That's what that was.
I mean, Maradona might, but I'll leave that there. Comment from Edwin here. Good evening, Edwin. Great day for Reds. Gems had predicted a 5-0, and I've got to say I would never have. Up the Reds indeed. Ian Shaw, welcome. Wow, what a humiliation. I feel United had this coming for a while. Edwin again, let them all make their excuses. If it makes sure Ollie stays, trust the process. Ollie in. So happy Ronaldo went United and not City. I don't think he was ever going to Man City, to be honest. And it's interesting that Juventus are doing very well now. He's gone as well.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. What we've wanted as Reds for a long time, and like you said, James, on transfer day, we were spoken to about us not making any signings. Yeah. We were spoken about us not having any depth. We were told that we're not going to do anything this season because we're going to get burnout. We finally saw what we've wanted to see for a fucking long time. We saw Virgil and Konate, 2 centre-backs. I'll go to you first, Nick. How good did it feel finally to see that pairing, and how fucking good were they together? Oh, my God.
Poetry in motion. Poetry in motion.
Calm as you like, Virgil and Konate.
Too calm. There were times when I had to look back or try and see where Konate was positioned in relation to Van Dijk, but there was too much going on in the middle of the park and up at the other side for me to actually play. So
to be fair, they weren't tested much.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. See, even the kids outside are enjoying it, banging out the fine work. Oh yeah, a bit early, but come on.
That must be for the game. James Konate.
Yeah, to me, when I saw Matip not in the lineup, I thought, okay, what's going on here? I saw no Fabinho, the sweat started to come around the back of my eyelash, felt it drip to the end of my obscenely large nose.
Henderson does really well in that role.
He did do well, he did. Well. But Konate today went with Virgil van Dijk like spaghetti does with bolognese. He was absolutely outstanding. Furthermore, I maintain that we could and maybe, should have got more. I'm not complaining. In any way, shape or form. I'm sick and tired of Manchester United fans always giving us stick, always telling us we're not good enough, always telling us we're never as good as them. Well, look, no, I'm saying that no, they haven't won it yet. What was it, 2012? So that's nearly 10 years. You do that time twice more, which has gone pretty quick in the way I live. It's gone quite quick since they last won the league. Do that twice more and you're staring down the barrel of how long we were. And I hope that they get the stick. And I hope that they get the jokers and everybody on their case telling them how good they were. And they've spent more than us. They've spent 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as us as well. I don't want to sound like Kevin Keegan. It's a long season. Yeah. It's a long season, but as far as I'm concerned, you can say Man United were poor all you like. Let's congratulate Liverpool on just how good we were, actually, as far as I'm concerned. How good we had no Mane. Milner went off injured. Yeah,
very early. And I just want to say as well, they were proud of the fact that they go out and spend this big money. They were so proud that they went out and they bought Varane and they bought Sancho and they bought Ronaldo. And I told them I'm not worried and I'm not concerned, not because they're not great players, but because Ollie will not know how to use them and what to do with them. If Klopp had that team, oh my gosh, the difference would be outstanding. I really don't know if they even do sack Ollie, which I think now maybe
I hope they don't
have any choice.
Well, they've got to go with Simeone, ain't they? I've said this all the way through. How do you fix Man United? His name is Diego Simeone. He will give them a life support machine at the back of the field, and they've got the attackers to rip anyone apart. Anybody with half a brain cell knows that, you know? They're a good team.
To this, though, I don't think he can get away with the shit he gets away with here that he does in La Liga. After watching our game against him, those dirty tactics aren't going to fly in the Premier League. I don't believe. I think
him or Conte. Conte's another one. But then look, you know, how good is it that, you know,
there's not many managers that can go in and manage that team at the moment.
It's okay, Gems. He needs time. He needs time. Let's just give him time. Oh God, please give him time. Let the Man United agenda rip it apart, dissect it, take it all apart. Well, I'll tell you one thing's for sure, guys. Karma's a bitch in the football world, and you're experiencing that right now.
Absolutely. Edwin, only thing I'm sad about this game was Keita injury. No fault of his. Really poor challenge. Hopefully it's not serious and we get an update soon.
I don't think it's serious.
I haven't heard anything on that. But like I said, I saw Pogba do that same tackle before, and I will find out. And by the next show, I will find out. And I've seen him get away with it. I don't know if it's because he's Pogba, you know, World Cup winner. I don't know if it's because it's Ronaldo, you know, so say best in the world. But I was just glad to see today that the ref was like, no, that's not acceptable. I do hope Keita's okay. I wish the best for him. But can I just say, out of our whole squad, we've got rotation on lock right now because we were missing Fabinho, we were missing Matip, we had to change Milner very early on, we had to bring Ox on for Keita, and at no point did we play any differently. We played the same game, the same way. Every player knows their role, knows their position, knows the tactics. They are drilled inside and out, and I'm pretty
sure I mentioned that as long as we keep our shape and our discipline, there's nothing that can harm us.
Yeah.
No team. And today, job done.
Absolutely.
Let's
just have a look. I think we've got a Man U one with us today. Evening talk, MU from the Man U agenda. I think you were doing a watch along. That was really bad. I think that's an understatement. Pipe down, mate. I don't know who you're telling to pipe down. Talking like you've won more trophies than us. Listen, do you know what?
We have. Do your history, sunshine. We have. We won one more trophy than you have. We're England's most successful club in the world. We've had to put up with this rhetoric that's coming from my mouth, from you, for the past 30 years. And how does it feel? How does it feel? Tell me to pipe down some more. Because clearly, we used to protest against the Man United establishment. And now all of a sudden, look what's happened. We've got a problem. Look what's happened. They're now protesting against the LFC establishment. So clearly something has changed. And accept it. Drink it in, eat it, feed it, drink it, sleep it, laugh it, cry it. You are having it tonight. And it is literally 30 years, my son. It's 30 years of you giving us everything. You know, not another billion ain't going to fix this, mate. I'm not going to let this go tonight. I don't care where we finish in the league this season. You can win 3-0 at Anfield next year. I don't even care, mate, because you ain't coming back from this. So you need to pipe down and you need to settle down into your secondary position. He's counting charity shields. Even the shared ones.
Either that or FA Cups.
Come on.
For me, I don't even give a crap about all of that. All I can say is that I can remember last season we were at our poorest and they were at their so-say best. And we finished one place behind them. I can remember the season before that. What happened that season? We won the league. What happened before that? We won the Champions League.
They don't like it, Gems. They've given it to us. They've given it to us, for the past 20, 30 years. They've given it to us. And the last 3 or 4 seasons, we've now started to give it back. And they don't like it. And that's why you're getting these comments through. They don't like it. And I tell you, mate, what goes around comes around in the football world. And now you, my friend, are having to take your position where you rightfully belong.
I just want to say, go on, Nick. You go.
Oh, my mind's a blank now after trying to gauge how badly Manchester United played. But I will say this. If that's Man U at their strongest. We've just provided the rest of the league with a blueprint on how to dismantle them. So
I mean, I
feel
think
free
Leicester
to
did that
flirt.
last week, didn't they?
Well, yeah. When
You
it
know,
comes to Europe, sit now. Ollie hasn't got a clue, and I can safely say it's just a matter of time before.
Do you know what was one of the
it's just
one of the
levels.
gems, Nick? I tell you, one of the best images that I saw at today's game was Sir Alex Ferguson, and he is a
Oh my
legend.
God!
And as a Liverpool fan, I'll say he's a legend, one of the greatest managers ever to grace our game. And anybody, you have to admit it, and you have to bow down sometimes to say excellence. But the next cutscene was Sir Kenny Dalglish, and the contrast in emotions was wonderful.
Hilarious.
Wonderful. You got more. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm ignoring all of that.
It's
now
it's Man United, though, isn't it? Then
I want to talk about the fact that
they're talking about history.
Years,
yeah.
You know, they had Alex Ferguson. He left, and it just went downhill. And I can remember having these conversations with Man U fans before and saying you were so lucky to have a constant good manager, because as soon as they go, it's hard to get a new manager, slot them in, start playing their way. You have to build up, and finally now we've got a good manager, a fucking great manager, and the levels today just shone out that Klopp is just fucking phenomenal, because it doesn't matter, like I said, what team we put out. They know how to play, they know their role, they know their position. Curtis came on, what was it, like the 30th minute? He didn't have to be re-drilled. He didn't have to get a quick rundown of the game. He knows what to do. He knew the game. He knew our style of play. He knew exactly where to go and what to do. And I think one of my highlights was Konate running down through the midfield and sliding Salah in for an assist, but didn't quite pull off. But I just thought, I've said all along, I think Konate is more like Matip. And I think you saw glimpses of that today. His little run through the midfield. I mean, I don't think he really had to do much, but it just, I think it was outstanding.
Do you remember, Gems?
Yeah.
They used to tell us, didn't they? They used to say, everyone in the league, everyone around the world, about Liverpool fans, you always talk about history. It's all you ever are. And I used to say, well, you're in the game to create history, which is still a fact, and it still rings true. You know, the comments coming through now. We've got more trophies than you. We've got more trophies than you. We've got more money than you. Yeah. It's come back round. Drink it in. Believe it. It's happened, mate. And we could have had more. And we should have had more.
Talk saying us having more trophies doesn't matter. Don't make me go back to your live stream, because I'm sure that there was some harsh words said. This is our after-match reaction show to a game where we've just dominated you at Old Trafford. That was why I want to move on. If you want to get into this debate, we can have a live stream, and you can come on if you want to be a guest, and we can get into all of that, and we can get into the wheres and what have you. Let's get into the goals, because I don't want them to get lost amongst the greatness of today as well. So the first one, that was the Naby one, wasn't it? Mo Salah assist again. Perfect weighted pass. Naby, right place, right time. As much as he gets criticised, he's scoring goals. He's
absolutely.
Goals in.
Yeah, he is. He's scoring goals. The threaded through path. You know, we've heard it all before, this analogy, but it was literally like a scalding hot knife through butter. Margarine, in fact, that had been out for over 4 hours. You know, it was that simple. It was easy. It was too. Do you know what? I feel like it was too easy.
Absolutely.
I said it. Too easy. It felt like a training game today.
You're right, Nicholas. You're absolutely right.
Did that goal set up the tone? Because that was 5 minutes in. I can remember I'd sat with my son. I was literally just getting comfy, getting my cushion in right position. I got my drink ready. And it was like, oh, we're 1-0 up already, you know? And I was thinking, okay, let's keep it calm, because this is a Man U. You know, emotion can build up. The crowd can hype them up. Things can happen.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
I was waiting for a fight back. It didn't happen.
I think they had a bit of an attempt. there was a few moments, and I think I can remember us at 3-0 up when Milner was coming off and Henderson was stood by Klopp, and Klopp was laying into Henderson, and I could see him doing all of this and saying, your positioning. I could see him. He was angry at how they'd been coming at us. 13 minutes in,
I just think
Diogo Jota.
I thought he was offside at first. I thought I held my breath a little bit. I was a bit like, and it went in, and I went, fantastic. That's what I'll say.
I was in shock. 13 minutes in, and we're 2-0 up, and I actually said to my son, 2-0's not a comfy, because as soon as the other team get one goal, they get a bit of a buzz about them, and then it can be whatever. And I said, I'd love to go in at halftime 3-0 up. That would be amazing. Next thing you know, the fucking Egyptian king, Mo Salah. This guy, I can't even keep explaining how amazing that he is. This is his 5th season now. The levels he's achieving, and he's even this season in his 5th season, and 29 years of age, he has even upped another level, if that was even possible. I was told the other day he was one-dimensional. Can you remember that, Nick? Can you remember? Someone was saying in our little link up that he's quite one-dimensional. They're not worried about him. He probably will get a goal. The range of goals he can score, the assists he gets, he puts people in. I think I'll have to look in. I'm trying to look now. How many assists did he get today? It was all just a big blur, to be honest. I know he assisted Keita.
Mate, look, let's just get to the nuts, the nuts and bolts of this. You're right in what you're saying, James. And as far as I'm concerned, I think you're handling the show brilliantly, because we're all on a high wave of emotion. It's an ecstasy pill of football. But as far as I'm concerned, look, Man United fans, the message from me is very, 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 very simple. Football's a fickle game. 1 minute you can be on top, the next you can be on bottom. So you have to live in the moment and enjoy it whenever you can. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no shoulda, coulda, wouldas, if, buts and maybes, because we only deal in absolutes. And what happened today was an absolute thrashing at the hands of you lot, and we should and could have had more.
Definitely. And this was, with Fabinho on the bench. This was with Matip on the bench. This was with Mane on the bench. This wasn't even our typical starting 11. Our Thiago, we've been missing him as well, and we have yet to drop. I'm going to go back to, because we showed this the other day. This was our results, and we're going to add. Obviously, we can add on today's thing to it. Look, this is our unbeaten run since April, when we lost to Real Madrid. This has been our run, and I think now we're on 60 goals since then that we've scored.
We lost 6 games in a row. We'd lost everything, James, hadn't we? We lost 6 games in a row at home, and we were the 5th best team in the league. It's all over. It's all finished. I tell you, mate, fickle. These people are fickle.
I mean, I can't believe this season. I had full confidence in my team. I had full confidence in the fact people kept saying, we need signings. Can you remember the FSG out, all of this stuff? And I was like, are these people for real? Are they fucking for real? This team that we have now is a stronger team than what won the Champions League, than what the Premier League. This team is a stronger team than that. These results are speaking for themselves. There is hardly any games where we have scored less than 2 goals. You look at that, and you look at who the points dropped were against. Brentford, give them their fucking due. They played amazing. Their midfield dominated.
Away.
And that was away. And we still scored 3 goals. We We were missing Trent in a lot of these games. We had a lot of ups and downs going on. You look at the other one, the Chelsea game, they had a red card at halftime.
Should have won it.
That game was just we threw that game away. I can't even get into that game. It was a non-game. Once the red card game, they parked. That was it. The Man City game, we didn't turn up in the first half. We really did not turn up in that first half. When we did turn up, we ended up getting a draw. We were missing Trent big time in that game. huge missing Trent, because he can turn, like you saw today, he can turn a counter attack. He can get that pass down and in a heartbeat. But I'm looking at all these goals scored this season, and it's absolutely crazy. I'm gonna try and come off of it now to show our lovely faces. It's just been a long time, and we are now undefeated in so many games. Nick, did you, at the start of the season, with the FSG out, the protests, the complaints of no sign-ins, what did you see this happening?
For me, it wasn't that much of an issue. Why? Because I knew that we had players in depth. We had players that had been with the system for at least 3 seasons. So they understood, and they do understand how Klopp wants them to play.
Yeah.
They do know the system. So in terms of outside influences and other fans begging us or begging FSG to buy 2 players, I didn't feel it was necessary. And here we are, vindicated.
You are vindicated. You said that, Nicholas. You did. You said that on that show when we sat here in these exact same positions. I think we also had Potsy on as well. My gripe was very simple: is that we should have been in the conversation. In the transfer speculation with these big players. I said we should be in a conversation. However, we also did say that it's just like Jurgen Klopp to pull something out the bag. Now look, okay, let's break it down. We've had a good start. We're not top, but hey, we're very close to being. We've had a very good start. We're undefeated. We're top of the Champions League group. I think we're playing very well, but we now know that we have to just continue to do what we're doing, not get ahead of ourselves. But I'm sorry. How many times have we won 5-0 at Old Trafford? And are you meaning to tell me that there's going to be no Liverpool fans out there that are going to be singing from the rooftops? You know what I'm saying? Tonight is break out the red panty night tonight. This is the big one. You know what I'm saying? It's important.
Can I just say as well, after an away game on Tuesday to Atletico, we won away versus Atletico, and now we've just gone to Old Trafford in the same week and won 5-0. The game before that, Watford 5-0. I'm sorry, but Salah got a hat trick today, and I can't remember what
and an assist.
The first Premier League player to ever get an away hat trick at Old Trafford. The first ever.
Well,
and I swear
also,
the last player to get a hat trick at Old Trafford, away or one of their own, was Ronaldo in 2003.
I mean, look. Go on, Nicholas. You go first, mate.
Tearing up records.
Salah's going to be player of this season, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah,
well, these guys won the World Cup on Wednesday against an Atalanta team missing 6 players. 6 players against an Atalanta team missing 6 players. Now, they're a good team at full strength. Atalanta are a very good team. If you know your football, you know they're a good team. They're a good outfit, strong, organised, good team.
Yeah, but, and like they said, we lost against them, but
they're playing at home. 75,000 fans, full strength team minus Varane. And they struggled, but they won the World Cup, and they expected us to turn over today and just Rashford to rip Trent a new one like he usually does at Old Trafford. But the last couple of times he hasn't, has he? And this time Trent isn't a 16-year-old making his debut. So as far as I'm concerned, Man United fans out there, you have to let us revel in it, even if it is just for this day. We're realists. We get on with you. We all sometimes can even be your best friends. Those guys, Amondi especially, Mr. B, me personally, and I know you two, Nicholas and James, we all have the most utmost respect and admiration for those guys because they're decent, genuine, honest, hard-working people. But the reality is this: if they would have beaten us 5-0 at Anfield, what would the atmosphere be like on their show?
I know, right? The gyrating. I just feel
gyrating,
I knew I was not concerned. I was not worried. I think when we were on the show, I said my only worry would be sometimes in the last 10 minutes of a game. That I said that would be my worry if it came down to the last 10 minutes of a game and it was close. That would be when I would worry, and we can sometimes lose it.
Switch off,
Ronaldo can get his little last minute. That was my only worry, and I said that. But
I remember in the middle of that, you got interrupted by one of the panelists from the United agenda saying, no, I want bare bag of goals. Well, you've got your bag of gold.
Yeah.
I did say it's going to be a high-scoring game. I did say that. I did clearly say that, and I was told no, it's going to be,
Be alone.
Who have we got next?
Kanate. Well, do you know what? We did a show a while ago. If you want to check it out, people, if you're watching, me and Nick did a show called The Next 7. This is, we're halfway through. We're halfway through. And do you know who's up next? Preston. And then Brighton. And then we've got Atletico at home. And then we've got
7th of November. That's the first test, isn't it? Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah. West Ham away.
I agree.
That's the one. I think against Atletico, I'd rest a couple. That's pretty much done. I would literally play everyone against Brighton and have a mix and match team against Preston.
Brighton
you could know we're in a position.
Aren't they?
Exactly. So I'd still play a full strength team, Gems. I'd still play a full strength team against Brighton, mate. Yeah.
There's no reason not to, is there?
And then rest a few against Atleti. And go for it against West Ham, and then look, we're into November, and then you can start to see the wood from the trees.
Yes.
So this is all the way up to the next international break,
That's right, because I'll be at Wembley for the 12th against Albania, which is actually an important game for England, but that's another matter.
Yes. So, like you said, James, the only loss that you're seeing, or the challenge you're seeing, is the West Ham. But to me, you look at this week where we had the Atletico, the Man U.
All away.
Our next home game, I can't see because the Kop Talk panel thing's in the way, but I'm pretty sure we're away to Preston as well.
Yeah, deep down.
That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Seeing Klopp in a kitchen cupboard again, maybe. I don't think they're that bad, bless them. But I'm really excited for that game because I'm hoping we get to see, Cade Gordon, Owen Beck. I really want to see some of our youth players. I think I was more excited to see that than a lot of other games. And then it's Brighton. Obviously, they're missing one of their key players that they've been relying on. I'm not going to get into the details why, but how do you think? Are they as much of a threat now?
They're a good team. The attacking element to them are good. They've got obviously Lewis Dunk at the back there, and they've obviously got Lamptey as well at right back. So they are a decent outfit in my opinion. I think Graham Potter's a fantastic manager. Brighton little bit out of form at the moment, but look what he's done there at the Amex is actually made a neat and tidy team to go with a neat and tidy club. They're a slap bang middle of the road average Premier League team in my opinion, and there you go. That just says it, doesn't it? 1-4. Drew 2, lost 1. They're a decent outfit. I mean, just look at those results. They beat the teams that you would consider to maybe their equals: Burnley, Watford, Brentford, Palace. They want to look tricky game. We've got to be professional, but look, let's be brutally honest. We cannot go to Old Trafford and produce this, and then
everyone said, "Oh, Watford's going to be a tricky game." And I'm looking, so this is like before they played Norwich and Man City. They just lost 5-1 to Man City, and I mean, I'm looking through their results, and I'd say the trickiest game they had really and truly there would probably be Leicester.
I think Leicester, Brentford as well.
They're now missing, since the Arsenal game, they're missing Basuma in the middle. I think that's going to hurt them a lot. I think they're going to suffer a lot from that. Will they have to strengthen again? I don't know. But I can't see us dropping points from now until the international break.
I think it's about backing it up, isn't it, guys? It's about now Kloppo, and as far as I'm concerned, I have faith in him. And I think we just got to be getting 3 points. And it is what it is. I don't care if we win 1-0 for 93rd minute dodgy penalty. I actually don't give a hoot. That's how we won the league. Last minute goals: 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 1. Scoring by one scrappy little goal. Who remembers Villa Park away from home? Bang bang. Robertson, Mane, and that's how you win leagues. Look, the biggest title rivals for me are Manchester City and also Chelsea. The rest are irrelevant as far as I'm concerned right now. That's it. That's done. It's us three now, and the gap's starting to form.
And I mean, Nick, we're looking at Chelsea.
Good.
Everyone was concerned about Lukaku. He's not really a threat now. I feel like he's got something wrong with him at the moment. Don't know what it is. I think it's his pride that took a knock more than anything. He's got no goals in 7 games.
Could be the fact
are you still as worried about them as you were?
I'm not really worried about Chelsea either, because I think that Lukaku needs more of a reality check. He's back in the Premier League now. It's quicker than the Italian league, so in terms of your performance and your work rate, you just got to improve. Got to increase that, my friend. It's that simple. Someone commented that it's City's league to lose.
Yeah, I did notice that. I mean,
I
it's coming from a Man U fan, so I was just like, okay.
Could be bitter.
Obviously, because they are the champions, like we were last season.
Still, yeah, he's got a point. But anybody who knows anything about football will know and understand that if you're looking at our league table, if you were to look at the Bundesliga and you had Bayern Munich, Red Bull Leipzig, and Dortmund all on the same points as what Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City are, you'd look at that league and go, right, that's them three. It's obvious. Okay, one of us might drop out, and you could have a good run from a Tottenham. Heaven forbid. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we've just shown them tonight that we're a genuinely bona fide world-class outfit, and we still are there for the fight. Yes, there are tougher and bigger challenges that lie ahead of us for a long, hard, grueling season. However, I think we need to be optimistic, remain calm, remain cool.
Absolutely.
However, it's a good springboard for us to leap off of.
We've already played a lot of the top teams. We've already played a lot of the top teams. We've got a lot of the tricky teams out of the way. And we were in a Champions League group that everyone was like, yeah, right, you're going to struggle in there.
Yeah.
We're top of the group. We are flying, and we've used, like I've said so many times, we've used nearly every player in our squad. There's 4 players we haven't used. Klopp is rotating the team. He used rotation today. He was heavily criticised before the game for that as well. And I think it just we've got
people to come in, Gems.
We need to just enjoy it while it's happening. I don't care what happens in the future right now. I'm enjoying the moment. Anthony Herbert. So this is Arsenal fan, my fellow Bristolian as well. He's a big fan of all the FTB channels. Congratulations for the win, and that was some win. Thank you so much, Anthony. I think we were amazing today. I think we were outstanding. I think Henderson's pass. Can you remember Henderson's pass to Salah for one of his goals?
It must have been a mishit. I'm sure of it. But no, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful pass. It was great.
He's got a lot of shit this season, and I stuck up for him in one of our shows, and I said his goal versus AC Milan, some of his assists that he's been getting. I think one of his assists was in that same Champions League game, or it might have been the Porto game, but he has done that twice now with Fabinho out. He's played in that role. Yeah. And I think if we didn't have Fabinho, that would be Henderson's role, as he's aging a bit, losing maybe a bit of his pace and stuff. But with Fabinho in there, we can still play him higher up the pitch, because look at what he can do. He is the epitome of what hard work is. Klopp came in and he was going to sell him, and he said, please, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you I will work hard, and look how much he has. I think that was his 151st game that he's captained for Liverpool. He's professional. He's hardworking. He doesn't lose his shit. He'll always stand up for the player. I think when there was a lot of commotion going on, he came over to try and calm it all down.
Well, we've still got Thiago to come back, Gems. We've still got Thiago to come back into the team. And also, may I add, is at the end of that transfer special, we did come to the consensus that we believe that Jurgen Klopp is waiting for the one. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm very much looking, with bated breath, not towards a January window, but to the summer window as well. And then, any successful team needs to be planning ahead. Look, we're slap bang in a title race. And look, come on, go back to the Roy Hodgson era. Would you have took this position where we're in right now? Absolutely. So I just think let's just revel in it. This is what
I'm saying. We've suffered. We've been there. We deserve this. We've earned this. We've been through Roy Hodgson. We've been through the team where I look at it now and I think, really? I can't even remember that player. I can remember watching some highlights the other day, and I was like, who the fuck is that? I don't even remember him playing for Liverpool. Like, who is he?
Yeah,
we deserve this. We've earned this.
We've been through some hard times in the past, but
I think, Nicholas, they've had the TTM Sports James Harrison's 7 steps road to recovery. So as far as I'm concerned, Man United, I mean, your fix is very, very simple. It's the man at the wheel. As a Liverpool fan, I'd want him to stay at the wheel. I think he's a wonderful manager. But, at the end of the day...
think our chants were beautiful today as well. I think we sang the whole game. You could just hear our fans in the corner, and I thought it was beautiful. They were singing Ollie's at the wheel. That was hilarious. The Reds have got no money, but we're still in the league. I think our team spirit, our fan spirit, I love my club. I love the club. I just love the environment, the atmosphere. I think every away game we go into at the moment, the support is beautiful.
What time's their show on, Gems? What time's their show on? Feed me info. I'm going to be looking for that.
I don't know, We're going to have to have a look. We're going to have to have a look. I know some of them were actually at the ground today, so I think
James.
Tomorrow at 8.
Tomorrow at 8, yeah.
Gotcha.
They've got some fan reaction shows on YouTube right now. I think they're going to get a lot of views from that, maybe, if there was any fans left to interview.
I sent you a picture, Gems. I sent you a picture after about 45 minutes, I think it was, something like that. I sent you a picture of them streaming out of the ground. Fantastic. Support your team to the end, they say. Best fans in the world, they say. Yeah, you're at the train station after 55 minutes.
Don't, man. Don't. Do you reckon Klopp will let the lads drink or have a beer on the way back home?
No, when's the next game for us is midweek, isn't it? Yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't think we'll even see much of the first team. I think Minamino will play.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
I think Kate Gordon.
Divock Origi,
Konate and Origi.
I'll play Joe Gomez. Hey, sod it, why not? James Harrison, he's quite good. We'll give him a game.
Williams. I don't see Samikas. I don't think anybody that played today is going to play, to be honest, apart from maybe Konate.
Kelleher.
Kelleher. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. And I mean, let me put this to you now as well. If we play that team, if we play, Nico, Cade Gordon, Owen Beck, if we play some of these youngsters, say, for example, we did what we did a few seasons ago, and it's all of our under 21, under 19s players that go out there and have a fight and they lose. How are you going to feel?
Carling Cup, I'll accept it. Well, whatever cup it is now, Worthington. What is it? No, is it still the Carling Cup? Carabao Cup.
Coca-Cola as well.
Yeah, I remember that was wonderful. My dad used to say it was the Milk Cup, but I remember the Worthington, the Coca-Cola Cup was the best name in my opinion. However, I don't want to invest in players in the FA Cup. I'm a traditionalist, a football historian, traditionalist, as you know, writer. As far as I'm concerned, the beauty of the British game is the FA Cup. I think that's very important that Jurgen takes it seriously. However, if around that January the 1st to 8th time we are knocking around 1 or 2 points lead in the league or just off the pace, I'll accept. Do you know what? I'd rather win the league than the FA Cup. That ride off. Do you know what I mean? However, if we're, let's say, if we break down over Christmas, we've got to go for it.
And that's heading into the AFCON times as well. And
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff over that. I personally want to wait until it's all confirmed before I start losing my shit. We looked into what games they'd possibly miss, and now it's gone from maybe 3 Premier League games to 8. I don't know, but I am not going to lose my shit. We will still have Bobby. We will still have Jota. We will still have so many other players.
They'll have to enter the market, won't they? If it does go to 8, And I know you could look at me and say, well, we've just sat here and said, we didn't need these signings. But if you take out, Mohamed Salah in the form that he's in at the moment, and he's having one of those seasons, I think we've got Shaqiri.
Brentford again, so we've got to be a bit wary.
Well, we got them at home
Brentford
this time.
in that time. I think it's Brentford, Leicester. I'm trying to remember all
think
the games now.
Really should need to worry about the games where the
Thiago will be back then as well.
Going away to the AFCON, simply because we've got players in standby. Jota scored today. He can
Origi.
score from position. Origi can score as well. So we really shouldn't. I'm not really worried.
No, I think we should just take on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah.
I can't see him doing it. Klopp's not a man that likes buying January unless it's a Virgil van Dijk, and he's worth it.
Is he worth it? Man, that guy could have done the L'Oreal advert. He's worth it.
After he nearly broke his fucking leg. He's just come back. He got criticised by a few people in the Atletico game. This is
I heard he was going to drop him.
Atletico away. And I also need to touch on very briefly, because I don't want to focus on the Man United players so much, but I had so much thrown towards me about Trent not getting into the England team, about Luke Shaw being world class. Let me just finish here. About Harry Maguire being world class, about the levels. Comparisons were being made to Virgil in regards to Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw was, it was lauded in our faces that Luke Shaw was picked above Trent. I said, yes, I said in the Friday team up thing we did with Man U, they asked me what their weaknesses might be. I said Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, because they've dropped levels faster than a falling elevator.
Oh, I like that one.
The hilarious moment of Maguire and Shaw, after I've said that they've both been absolute crap this season and they've dropped so many levels.
Collided.
There's a reason why Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't get picked for England even in the squad. He's further down the pecking order. Than Trent Alexander-Arnold is. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is England's situation, as you both know. I follow England closely, and I know the reason why he doesn't get picked for England is because he is so versatile. They can argue and say he's not that good defensively. Actually, he's part of a Liverpool defence that has one of the best defensive records in the league over the past 5 years. As far as I'm concerned, Kieran Trippier, I think, isn't as he's versatile. He can play right back, left back, but Reece James, all he can play is right back. As far as I'm concerned, there is no one out there as versatile, and a good person to look at for guidance is James Milner. When you look back at his England career through 2004 to 2012, this guy wasn't being he was playing every week for his club, but he wasn't playing every week for England, and the same stick would then come through, not to Liverpool fans. He never played for us then, but he was coming through, James Milner, he's useless, he's absolutely, what actually is he, what does he actually do? And he was a victim of his own versatility, is what I'm saying. And I believe that's the same with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I watched him live in central midfield against Andorra, and I did state at the time he was awful. He was. I'm a realist. It's a fact. He was awful. But as soon as he switched to right back into the second half, he then began to find his feet again. I just think he's a victim of versatility. My Mac battery is now at... I'm at 10%, so I may cut out because I'm in the TTM tavern at the minute.
We're going to wrap this up now anyway, but, you're max at the percent that the Manx were at today, I'm guessing. So maybe they needed plugging in. Maybe, I don't know what they do in training. I would love to have seen the All or Nothing documentary at Man U. So let's round this up. We're going to be back soon anyway, guys.
I'm off work all week, so I got a podcast on Tuesday evening, but no, I'm about all week. Bring me on.
So Anthony, we were invited to do something on Monday with the Man U agenda, guys. We'll find out. I saw a clip of them saying they're not in the mood for any jokes. It's funny that, isn't it? Because they're the first one to make jokes when it's on the other foot.
Full of shit.
Yes, we will see. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. We will update you on Twitter. Our Twitter link is in the description. You can see James's TTM Sports. You can find him on Twitter as well. And he does his podcast. They're absolutely brilliant. Go and check them out. And we're going to wrap this up. Final words, Nick?
It was fun. It was fun today.
Domination. That's my final word. What's yours, James?
United get battered everywhere they go. United get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go.